Welcome. Today we are celebrating a milestone for the Marshashana Yoga show. We just passed our 1-year mark. With this show, my hope is that I can share my love of yoga with others out there. I know that some people have heard about the benefits of yoga and maybe want to try it, but are reluctant to go to a class or whatever, and it is these people that I hope to reach. Perhaps doing it at home will help get them out and into the studio and the community of yoga. Or by practicing along at home, to whatever degree they can bring calmness and vitality to body, mind, and soul. But this is not about me at all. Marshashana Yoga is the result of my son's work. I want you to meet him in a moment. But first, let me tell you that he is a really special guy. He's 17 and goes to Milford High School. His interests are limited to music, photography, and videography. So when I saw that a TV station was opening up in town, I began to communicate with Liz Harkins here at Milford TV. I'd like to bring Liz out for a moment. Hi, Liz.
Hi, Marsha.
How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Good. Mark started doing an internship with Liz, and with her help, Mark has been able to step up to the plate as director of the Marshashana Yoga show. First, tell us, what's your role here at the studio, Liz?
Well, Marsha, I'm the Member Services Coordinator here at Milford TV. So it's my job to make sure that all the members in the community who are members of Milford TV are fully trained and are able to function within our facility. So that's pretty much the ins and outs of pre-production, production, post-production, and pretty much anything else that you guys need help with any type of studio-related or even computer-related type of technology stuff.
Yeah, I can definitely attest that Liz is everywhere around the studio.
Of course.
Tell us what it has been like to work with Mark and to bring this show to life, Liz.
It's been a great experience. Not only, I hope it's been good for you, but it's been great for me. It's been a great way for me to learn a different way of educating someone. I can't just kind of go straight through and say, this is this is that, this is how you do it. He's much more hands-on, and this is a type of facility where you have to be hands-on to really gain that type of information, in my opinion. I'm a hands-on learner myself, so I kind of took that approach with Marky because, I'm not a test taker. I don't like to have just a bunch of tutorials and handouts and stuff like that, which I have in case you are that type of learner. But Marky and I tend to get right into it. When it comes to learning audio, for instance, we utilize all the audio equipment, learn what works and what doesn't work. Trial and error pretty much the whole way.
Very good. Well, that's the thing. We did need something for Mark to direct, and I had just become a certified yoga instructor. So Liz thought we should try a pilot. I was by no means a top-notch yoga teacher, but I had a great love for it and a great desire to share my new knowledge with others. I wanted to teach a gentle yoga for those who maybe couldn't do the more intense versions. So Marshashana Yoga was born. When Liz suggested that we put that pilot out on the air, I went into a very un-yogic panic mode. But as Liz told me later, I liked the idea of hitting the ground running, and that we did. So now let me introduce Mark Mancuso. Mark, can you believe it? A whole year.
I know. It's been a long time.
It has. Mark just got out of school for the year. And Mark, what year are you going into at school?
I'm going to be a junior next year.
That's right, he's going to be a junior, and he works at the bistro there. What do you do there, Mark?
I cook, I bus tables, I serve the teachers for lunch. Monday we go shopping. Tuesday we go to an job site, hospital, and Wednesday and Thursday we cook for the teachers, and that's really it.
That's right. He does a great job at the bistro, along with all the other students there.
Yeah.
He'll also be working at various work sites as part of his summer program. Mark, you are a musician. Mm-hmm. Tell these people, what instruments do you play?
Well, Oh, I play guitar, drums. Most of the time the keyboard, but all the time I like the guitar. That's really it.
Mark has taken guitar lessons for years, most recently with his great teacher, John Mariano. Mark is also involved in Special Olympics soccer, basketball, and track and field. Which one is your favorite, Mark?
Track and field for Special Olympics.
That's right, because he's also now on the unified track and field team at Milford High School. Over the years, Mark had also skated with the East Coast Jumbos for several years, something he really loved to do. When we're shooting a show, what do you do to get ready for the actual shoot?
I get the microphones ready. Well, this helps me with everything, but I get the microphones ready, and I get the tree, the rug, and that's really it.
Yeah, the
No.
lighting.
And
You're
the
selling
lights.
yourself short, Marky. You do
And the
much
lights.
more.
That's right, Liz. He gets pretty busy around here.
He does.
He forgets all he does. Now I want to
know.
introduce you to some of the others who are either behind the scenes or who have appeared on the show. So first I'm going to bring out my good friend, Lois Minkevitch.
Hello, Marsha.
Hi,
It's
Lois.
exciting to be here today on the anniversary of a year.
Thank you for celebrating with us.
I'm very happy to be here with you.
Lois was actually on one of our very first shows, and she's been on a number of times with me. And there's a number of other people I'd like to say thank you to. Of course, to Liz Harkins, to Rob O'Keefe, who manages the studio here, Dan Harlow, Morgan Ducaral, who has helped us a lot with the filming, Tyler Nostri, my friend Holly Davenport, who is a teacher, my friend Sue Deloria, who has been on the show, my daughter Adriana Mancuso, who has appeared on 2 episodes, Isaiah and Ed Young, who helped with our camera work, Ashley Aldridge, Om Patel, Adam Gonzalez, and my son Sammy Mancuso. But special thanks to Mark. He's back at work now on the cameras. And now we will move to the mats. Mark will, at the end, be playing savasana with his guitar teacher, John Mariano. They'll be playing guitar and drum for us. To the chest with the right foot planted on the floor. And just pausing a moment there, letting that stretch. And then extending, interlacing the fingers behind, lengthening the arms, lengthening the leg. So we're stretching the hamstring. The sole of the foot is up. We're spreading the toes as much as possible. And then we're going to draw that thigh into the chest, and we're going to push it back up. Again, lengthening to wherever you're able to go, keeping the shoulders somewhat down, and then point and flex that foot up there. And then take that foot down and cross it over the other one. Make sure your knee and hip are in line, and take your left hand to your left knee, right to the right, and draw that up to your chest. And just take a breath here. Letting that hip open, nice stretch through the side of the hip. Breathing. And then just bringing that right foot to the floor, bring the left foot to the floor. And then draw your right knee in and just hold it in for a moment as that stretches through the upper thigh. And then extend and interlace behind that leg, lengthen the arm, lengthen the leg. Push the thigh into the interlaced fingers in order to engage that hamstring. Spread the toes. And then draw the knee to the chest, keeping the sole at the ceiling. And then push back up, perhaps getting a little more extension. And then point and flex that upper foot. And then bringing that leg down. And just gently waving the knees side to side. And noticing as you do, the feeling as it rolls across the sacrum, the lower back. And then coming back to center. And here we'll extend one at a time the legs, and again extend the arms behind. reaching. We're opening up, extending through the sides of the waist. And then bringing the arms down and the feet one at a time back to the floor. And then we'll lift up and remove the block and set that aside, and we'll also set our bolster and pillow to the side. And if you have a belt, we'll come back down on the floor. You can have your belt nearby. So now we're coming down to a flat back position. We'll begin just again by pointing and flexing the feet. And then just noticing, just pressing the heels down into the mat. And as you press the heels down, notice the engagement from the heels right up through the back of the legs to the sits bones, also through the front of the thighs. So we just notice that connection. In yoga, we're always trying to keep the mind with the body. So when we're here, we'll just extend our arms again. We stretch, we reach, we lengthen. We always do a lot of this. And we want to continue to breathe, so we're still breathing. We're taking nice deep breaths here. Because as we extend the spine, we release energy. And then we'll exhale the arms down by the sides. Bring the feet to the floor one at a time. Bring the knees into the chest one at a time. And gently rock them. Just waking up that lower back and releasing that a little. And then just going side to side, and once again noticing the connection to the mat as the sacrum moves across that. And then coming back to center, bring your hands to the thighs and the back, lift the soles of the feet up to the ceiling. Point and flex the feet. And then draw the soles of the feet together and point the toes up. Use your elbows to open up that groin area a little bit more. And just holding that position for a moment. And then releasing the feet, hugging the knees into the chest. And then we'll release the feet down to the floor. Extend your arms overhead. Take your feet the distance of the mat. And now pressing down with the feet and with the small of your back, so creating a pelvic tilt there. Let the legs go to the right. And as you do that, stretch through the left side of your body. So just giving a little more on that side. And then inhaling to center. Lengthen the arms, press down with the feet, small of the back, let the legs go to the left, stretch through the right side. And then inhaling to center. Extend the legs, leave the arms extended, stretch and reach. And then exhale the arms down by the side. And just taking your belt for a moment, we'll bring the feet to the floor one at a time. We'll take the left leg up at the arch. We'll extend the leg up. We extend the arms. So the arms are long. The thigh moves forward. The sole is at the ceiling. We try to keep our shoulders down. We try to relax the grip on the belt. And that sounds easy, but it's really not that easy. It takes some time to really relax in that area. And then draw the knee to the chest. And then push back up. Lengthen up. Take both sides of the belt in the right hand. Let the left leg cross over, let the right knee go under, so the thighs are touching. Getting a really nice stretch through the back of the leg and the side of the IT band. Coming back up, release that leg, bring that left foot to the floor. Bring the right up at the arch, extend up. Lengthen the arms, lengthen the leg. Draw the thigh to the chest. Stretch back up. And then we'll bring that foot down. And we're just going to try to bring both feet up at once now, so we'll attempt to bring both of the feet up in the belt. And if you can do this, that's great. If not, remember to always honor the body. And just pushing those thighs forward. And to the feet to the sides of the belt. And then releasing that down and just setting your belt to the side, and we'll roll over and we'll come up to a simple seated position. Now, if you're in this position on the floor and your knees are up high, then you'll need to support yourself with a little more under the buttocks. So you can use a bolster, a pillow, or whatever, but we always support the knees to protect the knees. So we'll begin here. We'll inhale the arms up overhead and interlace them. Extend the hands up. Exhale down. Bringing one hand to your side, extend the other up by your ear. We'll move to the side. And we're going to stretch through that side, but we don't want to take the buttocks up off the floor. So stay down and stay grounded. Stay involved. And then coming back, bring the other arm up. Extend over. Keep the head with the arm. Don't let the head do this. Bad for the neck, bad for the shoulders. Now, Lois, there behind me, she has neck and shoulder issues, so she's always very careful. We'll begin to sway gently side to side. And just closing the eyes for a moment. Noticing your breath. And then coming back to center. Bring your right hand to your left knee. Extend the spine upward and twist. Move into a twist as you let the shoulder relax behind you. And just twisting out some toxins from the body. Coming back to center. Taking the left hand to the right knee, extending the spine. Twisting. Let that arm relax behind you. Don't let your head go too much further than your chest. And coming back to center. Walk your hands forward, drop the chin to the chest, round the back. Walk back up. Bring your fingertips right near your hips. Lift and open the chest. Allow the shoulders to descend. Take a breath here. And then we'll remove the blocks and we'll just lengthen the legs. So we'll move into this position. Again, we're going to notice as we ground down with the heels, we feel the extension through the backs of the legs. We're going to lift the arms up overhead, and then we're going to move them forward. We're going to keep the back straight. The chest, we keep it open. We don't let it collapse, and we keep the toes up at the ceiling. Feeling a nice intense stretch in the back of the legs. We take a deep breath, create some spaciousness in the chest, and then perhaps we get a little more. And then walking the hands back up. We're going to bring the right leg to the floor, the foot to the floor. We're going to try to put the knee over the ankle as much as possible. And then we're going to take the left arm and wrap it as we lift the spine and twist. Again, keeping the head just with the chest a little. Good, so you saw Lois make that adjustment. And this pose should be that nice combination of ease and effort. There's a relaxed elegance to the pose. And then releasing that leg and drawing the other one up. Wrapping the arm, lifting the spine, and twisting. And just taking a breath here. And then we relax to center and just tapping the legs out. And now we will come to a table position on the mat. And in table, as you remember, if you've been watching, the shoulders are directly over your wrists, and the hips are directly over the knees. So we make a nice box square shape. We inhale the head forward to flat back. We exhale, rounding up, pulling the abdomen up. Inhale, flat back, head comes forward. Elbows loosen. Then we exhale, we round, tighten up the arms, round the back up. Inhale, come up, chest comes through the arms. Exhale, feet press down, tummy comes up, working those abdominal muscles. And then coming back up to center and tapping the feet. And then we'll stretch the left leg, curl the toes under, and then rocking that foot back and forth. And then we'll come back, we'll place that leg down, we'll stretch the other ones, just curling those toes under and rocking that back foot a little. And then we come back into position, toes together, knees apart. We come into child's pose. We just rest the wrists for a moment. They're not really designed to bear weight, so we have to just loosen them, shake them out a little bit. And then we're going to come up. We're going to bring those knees back to a position where they're more together. And we're going to tuck the toes. And sit back on the toes just for a moment. Some people have a lot of problems doing this, so just honor your own body. If you need to stay on the flat feet, you can do that as well. And here we extend the arms up, we interlace them, we point the knuckles up, but then we drop the shoulders down. In yoga, we always go for that release of the shoulders, very important. So turn the palms up now, and then release. And now we're just going to bring ourselves to a standing position, slowly coming up, allowing the head to come up last. And we'll remove our blanket from the mat. So we're coming down to the mat. We're going to bring the blocks and our belt in front with us. So we will place the blocks just in front and bring our belt nearby. And we'll come up to Tadasana. So in Tadasana, the feet are firmly planted. We try to always widen the feet. We make sure they're even and parallel. We tighten the thighs, tuck the tummy to the spine. We let the shoulders come back just a little as the chest moves forward. We extend the fingers down as the crown lifts to the ceiling. Then we inhale our arms overhead, lift the toes and spread them. Exhale them down. Now we'll lift the arms halfway, not above your shoulders, and we're going to come up on the toes. So we're just strengthening the toes. You've got a drishti, you've got a gaze point that's steady in front of you, and then we're going to raise the arms overhead as we balance and strengthen the legs. And then exhaling down. Inhale, tuck the tummy to the spine, hinge at the hips, come down into a forward fold, either to the floor or to your blocks, wherever you can reach in Uttanasana. Loosen and bend the knee, bend and straighten the knees. So just trying to stretch those hamstrings. If you're like me and you've got tight hamstrings, this is not an easy pose. We allow the head to hang as much as possible. Lois is always making accommodations for her neck. Then we're going to loosen the knees, and we're going to roll up, just coming up that ragdoll style again. Bringing the hands to the back, lower back, and just moving the pelvis forward as you come into a baby back bend. And then releasing and coming to that original position. And we'll inhale overhead. And this time we'll turn the palms out. And we're going to exhale and bring the fatty part of the palm pads right here to the top of the thigh. So as you move back, putting just a little bit of pressure, you're releasing the lumbar spine. And we're going to bring the crown of the head to the wall in front of you in half table. Taking a breath here. And then coming all the way down into Uttanasana one more time. Loosen the knees, slide the hands up the side, and come back up into that baby back bend. And then coming forward. And now we'll take the blocks and we're going to stack them. So we're going to put one this way and one this way to begin with. Now, this takes some adjustment because people can reach different places. You may have to have a third block. You may have to have only one block. Maybe you can touch your head to the floor. Let's step wide. We step wide into this position. The feet are even and parallel. We're as wide as we can go. We're extending the spine, and then we're going to hinge again. We're going to come down. We're going to place our hands on the ground. We're going to place the top of our forehead on the block in a forward, wide-legged forward fold. Take several breaths. This is very good for calming the nervous system. Don't let your arches collapse, so focus on the outside edges of your feet, allowing the weight to go there. You'll feel a pull on the inner groin. And then coming up and just toe heeling or jumping together. And whenever you're upset or agitated or angry, it's always good to bring stillness to the body, because the body tends to follow the mind, and the mind the body. So try that sometime, see how that works. Let's step wide one more time. Let's turn the right foot out. It will be our left low, because I'm mirroring. And so this is going to be a straight line, hip, knee, ankle. The torso moves towards the way your body is facing. Extend through the arms, lengthen through all four of your limbs. Then bend that forward knee so that it comes into a 90-degree angle so the knee is directly over the ankle. Gaze out over the arm. Keep that opposite foot, right for Lois and I, left for you at home. Keep it down and engaged. Stay involved in the pose. Gaze out over the hand. Warrior two. Come back up, straighten the front leg, move that foot forward, turn the other foot out all the way. Make sure your leg is nice and straight. The toes of the back foot come in a little, which I failed to mention. Extend through the arms, and then exhale and forward and bend that forward knee. Gazing out, making sure that knee is at 90 degrees. And then coming back up, straightening that front leg, hands to hips, feet come forward, coming together. Now we're going to come down to the mat. And we're going to come down to a table position one more time. Now you'll notice that Lois may not be doing some of these positions. She may be modifying, which is what you should be doing at home if your body is not suited to any of the positions. So she may not be able to do some of the down dogs, certain things. But I'm going to begin by moving into down dog. Lois will modify. So the index finger is pointing straight forward. Palms are flat down, knuckles are flat down. Tuck the toes, come up. Feet are the same distance apart as the hands. We're extending from the shoulders down through the fingertips. And then we're going to move into plank pose. In plank pose, the shoulders move right over the wrist. Don't let the hips sag, but keep the buttocks descended. And then rocking back and forth. And noticing for a moment, again, that connection from the back of the heels right up through the sits bones. And then we'll come back to down dog, and then into child's pose, knees apart, toes together. Bring the arms behind you this time, rest the head. And then we'll come up to table. We're going to bring one foot in between our hands. And the back knee is back behind, just as you see Lois doing back there. And we're in Anjanasana, a modified Anjanasana. So we're just going to tuck that toe. And if you want something more challenging, come up on that back leg. But for now, we're just going to stay here with that toe tucked. And we're just going to bring the arms up to the thigh. So we're just doing a little bit of balancing here. And then we're going to interlace the fingers behind. We're going to draw the chest up, lift it up. Then we're going to let it come down towards our thigh. We're going to lift the arms up behind us. Gaze is down at the mat. Then coming back down with the arms, up with the chest. Releasing the hands. Bring that foot back. Bring the other forward. Make sure this knee is behind your hip. This is 90 degrees. And come up with your arms on that. Whoops, tuck the back toe. Got that? And then interlace the fingers behind and lift the chest. Then descend the chest towards the thigh. Let the gaze come down to the mat, arms going way up behind you. And then bringing the arms down, hands to the side of the feet, and bringing that foot back, coming down to child's pose. And then just coming back up. And we're going to just sit on our bolster for a moment. And supporting our knees. Excuse me. So we're going to chant a little. We all know that chanting is good for us. And we're going to talk a little bit about the mudras. The mudras are the little hand gestures that we make in yoga. The hand gestures are sort of like the gestures that we make with others when we communicate. You know, the thumbs up, the thumbs down, maybe some other things we won't mention. But we have these gestures with which we communicate. The mudras are for communication with ourselves, with our higher consciousness. So, and it also helps to keep prana, or life force, within the body. We have this circular thing. So it keeps it within the body and allows us to utilize that. So we're going to begin with the mudra for intelligence and wisdom. We bring the index finger and the thumb together. We press gently. We extend the other fingers. And we're going to do Om twice. So we're going to inhale to begin. Allow the hands to open. We know that prana enters through the palms of the hands. And now we will prepare for Shavasana as we lay our blankets down and come to rest. And you can put the bolster under your legs, pillow under your head. In the stillness of savasana, you can begin to separate yourself from your thoughts. As you move more deeply into relaxation, you begin to enter a state in which thought is experienced as a surface phenomena. You can begin to experience a little space between thought and what is perceived as self. A teacher of mine once said, the problem with our thoughts is that we believe them. And the problem with believing our thoughts is that we often act on them in ways that cause suffering for ourselves and others. When you experience a little space between your thoughts and the consciousness that is the background for thought, thoughts begin to lose their power over you. With disidentification comes choice. You can choose to act from the thought or to release it without action. Ultimately, this kind of choice is synonymous with true freedom. Bring your attention once again to the natural rhythm of your breath. Notice the rise and the fall of your breath. Let all concerns drift away. Allow yourself to be present here. Draw your attention to your feet. Let the feet relax. Let the heels be heavy. Relax all of your toes. Notice your legs on the bolster or on the floor. Notice the weight of the legs. Soften your abdomen. Relax your internal organs. Soften the chest. Allow your heart to be open. It's easy to have an open heart when things are going well. Relationships are good. Work is good. Family is good. It's less easy to keep an open heart when we experience tragedy or heartache. But in yoga, we attempt to keep the heart open. Let your shoulders now descend. Release the back body into the mat. Rest your arms. Relax each and every finger. Feel your head on the pillow and relax the back of your head, the back of your body. Release all the muscles of your face. Rest the tongue. Rest the eyes. Relax your mind. Attend your breath. Just very gently now, begin to bring small movement to the fingers and toes. And then just gently roll to your side and remain there for a moment. Take a moment here to feel your connection to the earth, to know your place within the universe. And to honor the divine in all of us. And then very, very gently bring yourself up to a simple seated position. We sit tall, bring our hands to heart center. And we take a moment now to set an intention for someone or something or some event. We press the thumb and the pinky finger together as we raise the hands, opening up the 3 middle fingers and bringing the lotus blossom above the crown of the head. Allow it to fill with blessings. Bring that back down, closing it up. Bring the hands into heart center. Bow the busy thinking, intelligent mind to the inner wisdom of the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste. Thank you, Lois. Thank you, John and Mark, for your beautiful music. Namaste.